The village of Silverton, Ohio is an inner ring suburb of Cincinnati that's reinventing itself. Silverton has a vision of becoming a distinctive community with a vibrant public arts presence that contributes to its vitality and quality of life. Their latest art installation, Convergent Focus, is a collection of multicolored panels that create a meandering form, each with an individual identity. The convergence occurs at a particular point in space, representing the unified vision of the community's future. Recently, I spoke with several people about how this project came to life. Everybody has a preconceived notion of what public art is or is not. Can you describe what you think public art is and why it's important to have it?
I think for a community like Silverton, it shows energy and vitality, not just in the space where the art is, but it also shows momentum and energy for the entire community. What I think is exciting about it is it allows people to meet and meet other people with different perspectives and have something to look at or enjoy or touch. And it therefore brings people together and provokes their thinking in a way that I think is extremely helpful for dialogue.
I think public art is a great way to find some commonality with others, and particularly people we don't know. My role as guiding the village through this process was also to help expand their perception as to what public art could be. Materials have changed, technology has developed, embracing a forward-thinking art piece was integral to me helping sort of translate what art could be for the village.
So Kyle, what spoke to you as a partner in Project One and as the group about applying and submitting a proposal for this particular public art piece?
So a couple things, both professional and personal, stood out for this. On the personal side, I've raced bicycles, and Silverton is actually like a few miles next to one of the races that I go to every year in Madeira. So I already knew exactly where it was located. I knew the intersection it was at. And then when I saw what they were actually asking for on the professional side, Adam and I had been trying to figure out ways to create public artwork that also merged sort of perspective and graphic all at the same time. And it was up to us to sort of try to figure out how do we merge the two and create a public art piece out of signage that could represent the town and sort of be a landmark for when you arrive.
It seems like your collective or your studio is like very hands-on in every aspect, from this whole process of working through scale and human dimensions and scope and scale, but also fabrication. So can you kind of explain, share with us, the audience, how hands-on you are and why is that so important to be so involved in the process from beginning to end?
A lot of times the artist will come up with the concept and then they'll contract out the work to be built by a fabricator. We are so in tune with how things are made and feel that like our craft can be heightened by actually producing the work ourselves. By having a fabrication shop connected to the studio, we can go out and immediately test ideas. We can draw up connection details that have never been done before. It allows us to find cool ways to hide hardware and to make things look ultra simple, and sort of hide all the complexity within the project itself. We really did all the manufacturing from start to finish, and then figured out a crating system so that when we would go to locate these parts on site, they're all pre-ordered and pre-organized for us to just look at the back little label, find the label on the rod, find the location on that rod, and then place that. So it's very sort of well-organized system that we had to figure out so that parts didn't get mismatched, because every single one was unique, obviously. As we're sitting here building this, we kept running across the street, continually just double check to make sure what we had done was right. But without all that sort of pre-planning, you can't make something seemingly random look unrandom in one location.
What's the one takeaway do you want people to take from their experience of engaging with Convergent Focus?
I think the takeaway is to understand sort of your surroundings and where you're at. And it's really a play on perspective, because up until one specific location, it seems like a completely abstract piece. And then when you stand roughly 100 feet away at the street corner, all of a sudden all these unique parts align and the word Silverton is there. And so I think understanding your surroundings, this is sort of a guide to make that more conscious.
Silverton has been about inclusivity and diversity for 50 years, and we've been equally balanced between Black and white residents for generations, and that's remarkable. But as we get into an improving and expanding view of diversity, it includes everybody. And so that, to me, is one of the things that I really like about it. I don't know that that was the artist's intention, but that's what I see when I look at it.
One thing particularly about this piece that I love is it really makes you understand that each community is unique and each community is special, and that sometimes you can go into a community and it can surprise you. And I think all of that is portrayed really well through this piece, that each community is unique and surprising.